A blanket of thank yous to everybody for sticking around. Yeah, I know that this is like a real controversial issue, and I'm going to get right into this, starting with refuting some of our argumentation. First of all, going on to talking about the regulation and how it's a very clearly written law. No, it's not. First of all, we really don't know where a lot of the funding is actually going to pour into once we receive this revenue. So different locals are claiming different, like we're going to take this and we're going to put it in schools, and some are saying we're going to put it in law enforcement. Like the truth of the matter is, where is it going? We don't know. You might go take it and spend it on like icicles for a freezer. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? For all I know, you're going to go send some more soldiers to Iraq or to Afghanistan, which is something that I clearly don't want, and I definitely didn't want this money going there. So since the law is not that clearly written, that's one reason why you're going to be voting against it today. Going on to Let's go to the public intoxication, because I think it's fairly funny. Okay, so if I just happen to be standing around and then my friends are smoking weed right there and then we all get ticketed, I'm clearly not publicly intoxicated. But where is your new advanced technology that's going to test me right now to make sure that I wasn't the one smoking? Like, okay, your eyes aren't red. So what? What if I have allergies? Like, I don't understand. How are you going to clearly tell me that I was the one committing this crime just because I was standing here? I mean, you know what? Let's keep it all the way. Like, I have friends that smoke weed, but I'm not always going to take part in that right then. So, like, if I'm standing there and I'm not smoking and then you're accusing me of smoking, like, I'm not going to sit up there and say, oh, okay, I did something that I didn't do. However, there's no real fighting against it. It's going to be my word against yours, but you're an officer of the law, and so you have more credibility than me. So at that point, it becomes a problem. I'm sorry, I have a lot to cover right now. And so as far as the U.S., is the middle of the recession? Okay, this is a very clear point here that I want you guys to pay attention to. Yes, the United States is in the middle of a recession. Yes, California is really being hurt by this. However, if you go over to the 700 building in front of the financial aid office, it says, until California finalizes this budget that's going to be passed, you Cal Grant students, and some of you are sitting in this audience, won't be getting your dough. Now tell me how that doesn't hurt when you got to go back and say, Mom, can I get some money for school? But Mom's not getting her state check because, you know, the DMV is closed and she can't go to work. So at that point, it becomes an issue because everybody's broke, and then there's an increase of crime. So like you have really, the argument here is that it's going to help is not really, because empirically there is no federal drinking limit on the highway. I don't know if any of you know that. However, California says if you don't make it 21, we won't give you any money to build the freeways. So what the government is going ahead and says, okay, well, if you legalize Prop 19, we're going to sue you and we're not going to give you the $5 billion we promised. So if anybody in here can dictate, like, are we still going to get our money if we legalize this? The federal government is not really known for playing when they tell us things like that. So at that point, we're not going to get our money. Like, they're already broke. You think they won't hesitate to snatch $5 billion that they said they were going to give us back? No. And so even though some counties, like Alameda County, specifically the city of Oakland, makes already $880,000 per year just from revenue from the cannabis clubs in that city, and they say it's going to go up to like $1.84 billion. Yeah, right. First of all, you don't know it's going to go up that much. Secondly, even at $1.84 billion dollars per year, it takes us at least 3 years to get to the initial $5 billion that the government had promised us. And so thus, unless you're willing to wait 3 years for your Cal Grant, like you're even still be here, like I hope you guys are still here. Like if you're still even here at that point, you're not going to get your money. So here's going to be empirically another reason why you're going to not vote here. And yeah, for Humboldt County and Emerald Triangle and for San Francisco, it's going to be like 50,000 tourist-related jobs. Like what? Correctional officers? Like, are they going to go to jail when they come here because they don't have like the license to actually do this in California? Currently, we already have medicinal marijuana, and so at that point, we have research that's pouring into advances for medicinal marijuana, specifically for multiple sclerosis patients who this helps with their seizures. Now, there's going to be a lack of that because we already know we can go buy Tylenol at the liquor store. So why would on earth would I pour $5 billion into research to see if it's going to cure cancer? Like, it already gives rid of headaches. Like, great, you know what I'm saying? So at that point, we're not going to have jobs unless you're talking about correctional officers, which is going to result in more people going to jail, specifically because if they're not selling weed, they're going to sell crack. Because being a drug dealer comes with a lifestyle. The people aren't going to go 9 to 5 and take a lunch break and have a boss. Like, no, I want to be out here and I want to be loaded and I want to be talking, like, mess with my partners on the block. So at that point, you know what I mean? There's going to be more crack circulating, and then when there's more crack circulating, your child pornographer is now going to be on crack, and so he's going to be worse because he's going to be on one trying to get this monkey on his back. And so at that point, you're still not going to be voting because the intent to distribute is still there. And at that point, you'll be voting against Prop 19 today. Thank you.